Hello everyone. Today's video will be kind of my first impressions for the new Premium Tornado. This I'd say this is quite a fun aircraft. I enjoy it personally. To be honest, what surprised me is it's been a lot more fun in the fighter role than I expected. As you can see, I'm just equipping that now. I've made a custom preset for fighter. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just it's quite fun as a fighter. But yeah. Uh, it's taking off now. Personally, I've been running about 45 to 56 minutes of fuel because this thing it just absolutely guzzles it like no tomorrow. The engines, obviously, yeah, the engines are very thirsty on this aircraft, so I would personally recommend taking 45 to kind of 56 minutes and the drop tanks as well, if you can. Obviously with the fighter, I can carry the drop tanks, but usually if you're bombing, I don't think you can. But then again, if you're bombing, you probably won't be up for too long, you'll be just bomb and then RTB. So yeah, just taking off now. I actually forgot, I forgot to go to the side, so I just ended up climbing to a few thousand meters, but then I remembered my mistake, or realised my mistake, and yeah, dived down. I'm going to the side, even though I am in a bit of a down tier, but I like to be safe, because there obviously can be the occasional F14, I guess FGR2, F4S especially. They're the main thing I've been kind of struggling against lately. But yeah, so I'd say I personally I think this is quite a fun aircraft, and especially for some reason since the update, it's only been a few days, not even a few days, like a day since the update. I've been finding that I've been getting quite a lot of down tiers at 11.0, so yeah, it's been quite enjoyable. So yeah, but right now I'm just going to the side, kind of. I'll tell you what this thing's good for. It's pretty good for like going, because it's quite fast, so you can intercept the people bombing the bases pretty much before they get there. So yeah, definitely good for that. The missiles, obviously, AIM-9L, definitely not as good as it used to be, but I'd say it's pretty, as long as you make sure it's rear aspect, because a lot of the time when I try, because I sometimes a bit ambitious and try to go for the front aspect, and it just does not work. So yeah, I'd definitely say, I mean, it's an AIM now, so a lot of planes get it now, so I'm sure you guys know how to use it, but yeah, I'd definitely say go rear aspect with the AIM-9L. Flares wise, this thing, it's okay. They are large, it says large caliber flares, so one pop is probably all you'll need to get rid of most missiles, unless it's like, I don't know, a magic, and you might need a few more. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm just going for this turning around for this AJ-37. To be honest, this is the first Tornado I've ever played, and I remember when it first came out about a year ago, it was quite, the flight model seemed quite bad, the characteristics, but I'd say, just barely missing there. Yeah, just literally barely missed. But yeah, from what I've seen, from what I saw, last year when the Tornado first came out, the flight model was very bad, and but playing this now, I'd say seems like they've improved it. I think they have. I think I heard somewhere that they'd improved it. But personally, I think this thing's pretty good. I mean, it still obviously doesn't turn very well, but I'd say it turns enough to where it's, you can you can get your guns on target. You just kind of have to dodge in a F5 there. You can get your you know, it's got enough turn, I'd say, to. It's definitely not like, you know, an AOA machine or anything, but it's got enough turn to. It's got enough, basically. Got enough turn, and it's got a decent amount of AOA for a non-delta wing, I'd say. But I've definitely had some moments where, you know, it's probably because I've been too fast, and that's kind of my fault. But I've definitely had some moments where I feel like I've kind of lost in the turn department. Yeah, obviously I don't, and I don't recommend you to dogfight anyone in this thing. It's definitely not a dogfight unless like it's something like an F-104 or I don't know what you could, like anything that's big, anything bigger than you, which you're not going to run into many things that, well, turn worse than you basically, or, yeah. I'll tell you what this thing is good for. It's very good for, I mean, obviously it's good for going for things that are slow, but then again, most aircraft are. Something I really like about this plane is the guns. In a minute you'll see me get quite a nice gun kill. I'm not sure why, but they're just, the Mausers, I love them. But they're some of the best guns I've ever used. They're like, it's weird because they like Defas or add-ons, but with like way more speed, and they fly, you know, they're not, it's not like launching potatoes at the enemy, it's more like actually using bullets, actually firing cannon shells rather than, you know, high velocity coke cans that just fall out the sky, have no velocity. So yeah, I'd say personally these guns are very good, but yeah, you can see me just going for this A10. I apologise for it's not a real full gameplay video, it's just one match, but then again this is meant to be my first impressions. But yeah, I quite like these guns. I've got to be honest, I've been getting some really nice, as you can see, some really nice kills with them. And yeah, when I first got this, I was bombing, but I've decided, to be honest, because I decided to play a match as a fighter just to see what would happen, and I haven't really gone back since. I think definitely fun factor, go for a fighter in this thing. But yeah, I personally, I'd go for this over the Laser M if you're going to grow in Germany. But I mean, I did, but it's mainly because the Laser M, obviously better flight performance, more missiles, but obviously you can't bomb, which can be good for grinding. If you're getting a bit bored of air-to-air, you can always bomb with this thing. But personally, I think this is better than the Laser M. I mean, the missiles are just like way more flare resistant. So yeah, I mean, this is just my opinion, so don't go spending all your money just because. But I mean, it really depends, because they both, I imagine, I've never flown the Laser M, but from my experience in the Tornado, this is probably a bit better. I don't know. I'd go for this. To me, this is more fun than the MiG, because it is just a MiG-21. And I'd say the missiles, at least in rear aspect, while you only get 2 of them, I'd say they're a lot better than the R60 MKs. But yeah, so yeah, I'd go for this personally. Although I do imagine it really depends, to be honest, because the Laser M late game, maybe if you're in a dogfight, that'll be a lot better. But I'd say just in general, this thing's quite a good aircraft, especially in like, because it's quite fast, so it's, I guess, good for, I don't know, team support. But don't, obviously, I would. This is just my experience. I wouldn't. Don't take my word for it. I'd definitely go watch other YouTubers' reviews, because I'm not, you know, I'm not super good at the game, you know, not yet at least. So yeah, I wouldn't trust me, but if you. Oh, sorry about If you, I mean, it's really, to be honest, it's really just personal preference. Which aircraft do you like the look of more, or not look of, but which aircraft do you think? I personally, yeah. Sorry, I'm rambling a bit here. So now that we're heading back to base, I guess I'll go over the pros and cons. Pros, probably speed, definitely faster than the MiG-21. Good energy retention, although it doesn't. So yeah, pros, speed, energy retention, and bomb load. And I'd say missiles as well, just because the AIM-9Ls I imagine are a lot better than the MKs. Because I've used the normal R60Ms on the MiG-23, and I personally like the AIM-9Ls a lot more. And then I guess cons. I suppose pros as well. This thing can rate fight quite well if you really want to do that. Or if you ever get into, like, if you ever get, I don't know, yeah, good energy retention, good missiles. I'd say good guns. This definitely got really good guns from what I've experienced, and obviously bomb load. And then cons, I'd probably turn. AOA, although it isn't a Delta, so you're not going to get much. You know, there's only so much AOA you can get out of a non-Delta aircraft. But I'd say it's got a decent amount. And obviously turn, I guess AOA and turn are the same. So turn time, missile load obviously only gets 2 missiles. Ammo only gets about 300 rounds, which I'd say is enough. I've never run out of ammo with this thing, at least fighting. So yeah, I think that's it really for the con. Also, another con is kind of, well, one, you have to take the chaff on the wings, and 2, well, it's 2, yeah, so low amount of chaff as well, although it's enough. It's enough to, you know, as long as you don't spam your flares and chaff, and obviously the fact that you need to carry them on the wings. So, you know, I'd say that concludes our cons. But yeah, so just landing now. Not the best landing in the world, but I'm still gotta get a feel for how the aircraft lands really to do a good one. But yeah, so just repairing now. So personally, I would get this. It's quite fun, and you know, it's a Tornado, so I mean, I personally really like the Tornado, so yeah. So I guess that concludes our first impressions. Sorry I haven't uploaded for so long. Anyway, good luck, have fun, and Godspeed your grind.